Most unhinged, most scary. This is perhaps Trump's most unhinged, most scary post yet. And it's because he's referring to the aims in Project 2025 nearly being complete. He's talking about a complete global reset, a reset of all our economic policies, our global policies, our foreign policies, our politics, how we do things, and a major rise to nationalism. It requires, however, the destruction of the global world order as we've known it our entire lives. And this is what we're seeing. This is why we have so much chaos going on in the world now. And it was described that we would be feeling what they call short-term pain, extreme short-term pain, expected to be short-term. They don't know. In exchange for long-term prosperity afterwards. But where does that leave everyday Americans? Where does that leave us? Who is going to feel the gains later? And what is the pain going to be? What is the cost going to be? And right now, the costs are severe, and the costs are resulting in American service members' lives. This cannot be tolerated. This has to end. One man does not get to make that decision. This is perhaps...
All right, Shalom.
Trump's...
First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Onto this like foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. This message that he sent today is in a wavelength that we all, those of us that's in the know, that's been in the know, is highly expected, highly excited about. And this short-term nonsense that he said for a greater, what, I don't know. Because in their warped mind, they want to maintain the matrix. They want to maintain the world that we are in. That world people got accustomed to. This never been living. However, what the elites have in mind for the majority of the people out there, they don't have your best interest in mind. Matter of fact, it's safe to say they don't see the majority of people making it. They have a disdain for people all around the world. So, in one hand, you can hear the voice, you can hear his voice, and there's others like him, of fear, because of the fear of the unknown. And they already know what's coming. They just gonna deny it. They were just trying to deny themselves the things that their greatest fear. All right, and their greatest fear is being eliminated. But what they fail to understand, which everybody does, because that's the lack of understanding in the world, that this is the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. First, I don't know if I said it. First, I want to give all praises to Yahweh. Yeah, I did. Let me say it again anyway. All praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, the honors of the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. So he sent this out, this ominous, that's how you say it? Yeah, ominous message out of the blue. The world's most powerful reset, President DJ Trump. Now they could think he's thinking about, the Marines sending our children out there. There's a reason why the world have so much people at one time. There's a reason why there's so much conflict within everybody around the world. And the conflict that's around people around the world is they are trying to fight for life, but they're truly trying to fight for pleasure. And people are living a lot longer, but they don't know why they're living longer. They think it's a medicine. But in reality, people have lived a lot longer for judgment. All right, for that great and terrible day of the Lord, like the scriptures have said. And the elite's wet dream is not going to even see it the full um, fruition of that wet dream that they have, because the reality of them losing control is taking place. I seen another vintage. Brothers always got something to say, but seen another vintage of Brazil now is trading with um, China, and Mark Rubio was saying, let me get that real quick. What? Well, I can't because oh, it was here, Slovakia. So why they in great fear the way they are? Was it one of these guys? No, yeah, this another right here. Boom.
Country in the Western Hemisphere. Today, Brazil, in our hemisphere, largest country in the Western Hemisphere south of us, cut a trade deal with China. They're going to, from now on, do trade in their own currencies, get right around the dollar. They're creating a secondary economy in the world, totally independent of the United States. We won't have to talk about sanctions in 5 years because there'll be so many countries transacting in currencies other than the dollar that we won't have the ability to sanction them.
So what we're seeing right now is a live, I guess, is on the spot planning of what they want to achieve in the future, because he sound like he's panicking. All right, he's panicking because this fraudulent, fake ass superiority, whatever, I can't say it right now. We're tongue twister that they had over the world. The dollar is dead, and they know it, and they've been knowing it was going to happen. All right, there's obviously you got your insiders and you got just your insiders, and I guess a lot of these mofo don't get the memo, but the people that's in charge, they know half of it. I won't say half of it. They know so much, and this is why this man's panicking. They have to get this job done in order to bring this new world order. All right, and that's the name of the game. So the new world order is going to be established, or not be established, but it's going to be moved to move forward, especially with the Great Reset that's going to take place. And he said it, I believe, the other day, brother, I put in the chat that a global system is being installed, roughly paraphrasing it. So they already have this thing in mind, everything that we've been saying. That's why they had to create a system in order to empower that which we always speak about, the mark of the beast. All right. Without the system, the mark of the beast has no power. It holds no weight. So you have to install an actual system where it has full control, full autonomy. So you empowered an idol, stupid ass, in order to control whatever remains of the most devastating thing out there. And this is all for what? This is all for conquering the new world. They want each nation is trying to they all trying to get a position of to say that they run the world. All right, this is all about total power. Psalm 68 and 15, it says, the hill of the Lord, the hill of the Most High is as the hill of Bashan, and high hill as an hill of Bashan. Why leap ye high hills? This hill which the Most High desired to dwell in, yea, the Lord will dwell in it forever. And what hill is that? That's the hill. Hill is government. So the Lord is only concerned about Israel. So the world to come will be established by Yasha'Allah, the Israelites, under Yahushua. So it doesn't matter if China, Russia make an alliance and they destroy Babylon the Great, which is America. They're not gonna be the next rulers to be. They're not. They ain't gonna make it. All right. The Lord don't see these nations as anything. That's why you always got to bring this out. What I want to hear, Psalms 2:1. Let me see if I can get that in the whatchamacallit. I just read it straight because it says Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? And what is this vain thing? It's this establishment, this great reset. All they've been talking about is the fear of control. That's all they've been pushing. They feared that they would lose control, their establishment. And the crazy part is the ones that's really fearing is the low level Edomites. They truly fear losing all their might that their privileges that they had for being so called white. That's only ones. The elites, the lower elites, they already know they trying to establish they trying to establish themselves so that way when shit hits the fan, they good. That's why there's a big money grab right now. There's a big ass money grab. Not only money grab, to build like a big ass real estate theft, all the good stuff that you could possibly think of. Because these people have it in their mind that this is their last hurrah. This is their last chance. And they go all out. These people are going to go all out. All right? And they don't care how many people they take with them. How many bones they got to crush to get it. They're going to establish their new world order. When they like, oh, damn, I think I got it. I read of it. But it was a old video of Edomite basically saying that he's going to be a god, and not anybody that's not allowing him to be a god, he was going to destroy. Roughly, that's what exactly what he said. I forgot where that shit was. It was in a documentary. It's all about the transhumanism. All right. So Godship is on the line for them. All right. Immortality. That's why he said, immortality is on the line for them. So in their weird, obsessed mind, they believe that they can achieve this goal by doing this great reset. Might I add, this a financial system that they establish. All right. But they want to tear it down. It says the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsels together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, who's the Lord's anointed? The Lord's true anointed is Yahushua. All right. So, but they can't get to Yahushua because Yahushua established himself. He's back at the right hand of the Father. You can't do nothing to him. So, verse 3, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. So since they can't get to Yahushua, they have to get to the runner-up, Israel, the true biblical Israelites. All right. Hey, why you think all this turmoil is going? Well, always say that the turmoil that's going on in the Middle East is because The Lord is at war with these nations on behalf of us, without us even knowing. The only ones that know is the elect. As for the rest, they don't have a clue. They still crying and bitching and moaning about their lives, not realizing the Lord Himself is fighting for His people. All right, set the nations up just right, perfectly for the nations. All right, and what did He do? He's setting them up. He set forth a retarded, okay, a king that have dementia, who wants to be a king. All right, trying his damnedest to establish him as a king on earth, and doing the most stupidest things that you could possibly done. And guess what? And that is not gonna mean a goddamn thing. All is showing the ineptitude that Donald J. Trump has. Him not knowing anything about anything, him being just retarded, slow minded. All right, and people that's under him, slow minded. They feel the urge of the powers are slipping. They feel their powers are slipping, and every move that they make is equal to their own demise. It says, "He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh; the Lord shall have them in derision," and He having them in derision right now. They're in this confused state. They're really in a confused state right now. So everything that Esau does or has been doing for for hook and crook, he's been trying to maintain his power. That effort, that last ditch effort, is what's destroying you. Job 20:4, it says, "Knowest thou, knowest not thou this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphant of the wicked is short?" And in the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that's why Yahushua made a beautiful statement. He said that he seen Satan as lightning cast down, right? In the eyes of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because the heavens is different from here on earth. This man has been ruling for like half a day, almost half a day. Okay? Matter of fact, hold on. Well, he terrorized us for a long period of time. But that 500-year period, 500-year period, that's half a day. But I was saying, hold up, because they really was established 1776. Not the US, but whatchamacallit? This Illuminati bullshit. All right, so and they're celebrating that shit this year. 250 years. So, so the Lord allowed all this thing to happen. He allowed all this madness to happen. And this is a short-lived triumph. All this shit is short-lived. All right. It says, "And the joy of the hypocrite, but for a moment." And who's the biggest hypocrite on the planet Earth? Esau. All right. "Though his excellency mount up to the heavens with his head, and his head reach unto the clouds." And that's the fulfillment of Esau's blessing. Part of Esau's blessing was the dew of heaven. It was going to establish flight. It was going to establish to go above the firmament to the outer firmament. That was part of their blessing. So although with all this technology, TVs, satellites, so forth, has been established, and everybody's at awe with this man's technology, like, wow, look how great this is. And this is why people don't want to let go. All right. They don't want to let go the fact what they have. The little that they have, they don't want to let it go. That's why they panicking right now. Our attitude is like, fuck it. you know? But the rest of the world, they're like, oh, we got to do something, you know? Because that's all they have. They never had anything else. So you look back, for all these great things that they have, verse 7 says, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung, like a piece of shit. From the fucking skyscrapers to technology to, you know, sports, baseball, football, basketball, you know, all this crazy nonsense that they have. And I bring that up as because that's bread and circuses. All right. From TV, the different movies, the different planning, you know, all the stuff that people will be at awe with, he's going to perish like his own shit. Like his own shit. All right. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? And the kingdom is like, wait a minute. Because when man is on earth, he's not, no matter what race you are, nobody's trying to be here for a short period of time. You're trying to make an everlasting imprint. And the best way to make an everlasting imprint was always generational. It was always about your seed line, your line. All right. When someone down the line, Esau said, you know what, cut that out. We gotta live forever. All right. Either we merge with technology or whatever the case may be, we gotta live forever. So just like it says Psalms 49 and 11, it says that it is his dwelling place. Sorry, something. Let me get it because I want to say something wrong. Psalms 49 and 11, and this is their attitude. This is all men's attitude. All right, and rightfully so. It says their inward thoughts is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. That's the natural mindset of a man. They call their lands after their own names, but that part comes with the colonial, them conquering everything. All right, reshaping everything to their liking. So in the kingdom of heaven, everybody's gonna look like, yo, where's this guy? Okay, that did all this stuff. It says, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. And because this place is a nightmare. So you have Jake trying to maintain this nightmare. You have Esau, Edomites, that's trying to maintain this nightmare. Like the guy in the first video, he trying to maintain this nightmare. All right, we trying to get out of this nightmare because this tells you right here, he shall fly away as a dream. Okay, just like if you have a dream and you forget that dream. Okay, you're like, damn, what kind of weird ass dream was that? Well, that's how it's gonna be for us Israelites. You Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, like, damn, what we was in Babylon the Great, you know, we was paying for water, we was paying for fire. All right, another form of like electricity is a form of fire. We was paying for that. You know, we was living in caves called apartments. We was actually paying for land that wasn't even our land because people can't see far but what has been put into their face. If they want to reset everything and say, "Oh, you want to own nothing and be happy," let them have it. Let them have it. Why? Why let them have it? Because the fatter they get, the greater the fall. The greater the fucking fall. These mother effers are trying to steal everything on sight. That's why they telling the world peace by strength, which is an oxymoron. You can't have peace by strength. You can't be on the offense claiming to bring in peace. It doesn't work like that. All right. You can't play the role of the victim while you attacking everybody. And when people attack you back, oh, look what they're doing. It doesn't work like that. This is we're in a nightmare state, which a nightmare is about to come to an end soon. It says, it shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night. So this system is going to change dramatically. All right. Drastically. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is about to remove this man, put this man's lights out, his intelligence. That's why he's making those dumbest mistakes. He don't even take his own counsel. His counsels don't even know what the hell to do. Even if Trump right now, Nero, actually listened to his councilmen, even if they listened to it and they came up with the most brilliant plan, the Lord infiltrated that. you know, and I'm not gonna get the story, but when Ahab and Jehoshaphat asked for the prophets, it was like 420 prophets. They all came to one conclusion: go to Ramath Gilgad, and you'll be victorious. And he was going to attack. There was the Assyrians, right? And there was one prophet out of all of them told him the complete opposite, and he saw the actual vision. What he saw was the Lord and his angels having a council how to deceive, how to get Ahab. And they said, we're going to be a lying spirit. One spirit said, I'm going to be a lying spirit unto the prophets. So even though Trump had the best counsel, the best intelligence, the best everything, they still being plotted and lied to for their own demise. And Tawadi Habashim Yahshua for that. All right. It says the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, which is talking about the Most High. That leprous disease that they carry is not going to be a popular thing. I remember growing up, we had this film. Yeah, back then we had we had cameras. and we used to take pictures. Not the Polaroid. That was before me, but no, that was around the same. Well, whatever. But you had to get the negatives. You had to go into the Photoshop and all this other thing. But there was a brand called Kodak. Now I did this show years ago, but the way what they did with the colorism with the Kodak, they made it seem like people that were of fair skin look more beautiful than the people that was darker skin. so they made themselves look like they were the best thing ever. Black and white, film, and color. Well, guess what? That shit ain't gonna fly. That's gonna be out of the Lord's sight. A disgusting thing. All right. His children shall seek to appease the poor, and his hand shall restore their goods. And they do try to find a way to quell that wrath that they know is coming to them. But no matter what they do, whoever they pay is not going to satisfy the Lord. All right, you're going to give reparations to anybody to change that said judgment. Hey, even though they had the opportunity, it's clear as day that they do not want to do that at all. All right, and they are going to pay back what they took, but it's going to be taken by force. As Scripture says, Daniel 7:18, that the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom. They're not going to ask for it. All right, they're going to come to an agreement. They're going to take it. It said his bones are full of the sin of his youth, and this spell that they put on people, this enchantment, has been with them since the beginning of time. You could say it's in a perfected state. They rocked everybody to sleep for years. So people don't know what true freedom is. They don't even have a clue. That's how they manipulated the minds of everybody. Really think about it. Everybody's saying the same thing. Okay, everybody is starting to like this ain't living. This is because it's going against everything that we was created to do, to be. Hey, the Lord, Scripture says that the Lord gave the nations their land. So if the Lord gave the nations their land, everybody had their own piece of land, and that means that you had your own stuff. You didn't. Nobody was living in apartments in the ancient world. All right, people had houses, people had land. They may fight for this piece of this section, but they knew about that. Now you put it in a fucking box, right? And you thinking that's your rights. Ain't your rights. That's a spell that they put upon the people. It says, which shall lie down with them in the dust. So that confusion that they broadcast to the whole world is going to be with them. All right. They're going to be thrown to caves. Um, Isaiah 25:7. And he shall destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people, and the veil that is spread over all nations. So the veil is that was spread. People didn't know who they were. They didn't know they God given rights. All right. You're given privileges in the society. Democracy comes with privileges. It doesn't protect you your God given rights. There's certain things that, yeah, the right to bear arms, free speech. Okay. Yeah, that's part of it. But that wasn't because they were so intelligent. That was because the Most High put the Spirit on them. And that's going to be their detriment. So now that veil is being destroyed by whom? The Lord. The Lord Himself is the one that's destroying this lie. And He's using His men. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High, pulling down of strongholds. And what is a stronghold? It's a strong defense. When the enemy comes, if you live in a castle, they use towers to go over the wall. So we we the strongholds of the Lord. We pull down the strongholds of the lies that's cast into the world. All right, and the weapon that we use is just the scriptures. That's our weapon. That's why Canada, if you speak about the scriptures now, is illegal. What now? Why would they do that for? The scriptures didn't bring no division. It was Esau and his philosophies that brought all the division. But the scriptures always been a threat to the powers that be. All right. This is casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of the Most High, bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Yahushua. So we come to put people right where they're supposed to be under, which only people that the Lord is concerned about is the elect. So going back to this, it says, verse 12, Job 12:20 and 12. Though though wickedness be sweet in his mouth, though he hide it under his tongue, thou shalt, though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it within his mouth with his lies. All right. Yet his meat and his bowels is turned and his gall and ass within him. So the same poison that he's been given to the world, that poisoning wasn't wasn't even what's the word, adapted to his own body. That's why he's dying within. Why you think everybody's turning on these people? That poison that they've been given is coming back to them. It's killing them. All right, it's literally killing them. He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again, and the Most High shall cast them out of his belly. That's why they kept saying Cuba's next. Greenland. They want Greenland. All right. They're going after Colombia. They're going all this. They're going after everything that they once had. They swallowed up the riches of the nations. All the gold, the silver, the oil, the uranium, everything you could think of, they swallowing it down. This is the last power grab. He said he shall suck the poison of the ass, and the viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers of the floods of the brooks of honey and butter. And why would he not see his ultimate goal? Because it's not meant for him to have. He's going against everything. He's even going against his own blessing. His blessing wasn't part of his blessing to control people. All right, to have their to control their souls by putting the RFID microchip in them. That wasn't part of the blessing. All right, your blessing was to rule for a certain period of time, and after your rulership of that period of time was up, guess what? It was up. But you want to go beyond that. You want to go beyond your means, so to speak, out of your jurisdiction. Hey, that's why the scripture says about the nations that are at ease. Okay, how the Lord was just a little pissed off at his people, but they took it so far. Well, Esau's took it. He's taking it He's taking it far. All right, extremely far. It says, which he had labored for, shall he restore. That which he labored for, shall he restore. So everything that he done took, he's gonna give it back. And just like Iran right now, they're looking for what? And their 10 PowerPoint plan that they have. Part of that 10 PowerPoint plan that they have, one of the things is talking about restoration. Now restoration is for all the destruction that they did. They're not gonna pay that shit. All right? Restore everything that you damaged. Well, by hook or crook, you are going to restore everything that you took. And that's a lot. It's more than everything that you took is more worth than your own pitiful life. So the only way you're gonna have to pay, you're gonna pay back with interest. Right? Since y'all like to use usury, y'all gonna pay back with interest. And the interest that you're gonna pay it back with is yourselves. It said, it shall not swallow it down according to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein, because he have oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he had violently taken away in the house which he built it not. And now that tells you right then and there, this whole thing is about theft on the highest level. All right, and only one race of people is completely guilty. Like it's to the point where you can't put nobody else in it. It's just one people that's in it. All right. Surely he shall not feel the quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. So you see all those dystopian movies, and they have everything, and everybody's, they still have a little resistance, but they completely control everything. Nah, you're not even gonna get that close. You're not. You're not gonna rejoice in anything. You want the majority of the people in the world to be tripped, but you're going to be met with the greatest resistance of them all. It says, verse 21, there shall none of his meat be left therefore shall no man look for his goods. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits, meaning what? Difficult. When he's really in end game mode, that reset, he reset everything the way he wants it, so he could have complete control, their complete autonomy. He's gonna have the greatest resistance of them all. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon them. And that wicked is in the Hebrew amal, which is talking about the people. All right? The people that you work for. Sorry, not you work for, that works for you. Mainly it's gonna be Israel. 2/3 of the nation of Israel. The majority of our people is gonna get first round, second round, but a lot of our people is gonna get their hands on every single Edomite. Somehow, some way. It's not gonna be a one-sided lump. If they do this great reset within the next couple of days or whatever, the outcome is gonna be crazy. Okay? It says, when he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he's eating. What is the fulfillment of his belly? Is this new world order establishing their enterprise. Them trying to establish their enterprise, them trying to establish this new world order. Say, oh, that's done. The capstone comes down or some shit like that, and they're like, oh, we did it. Guess what? Fire and brimstone, which is ICBM nuclear missiles. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through. So who's going to flee from that? The elites. The ones that are responsible for all this madness. They're going to flee. They're going to run. All right? They're going to be the ones to hightail it. And to tell you Revelation 6 chapter that they're going to be crying to the Lord. They're going to be crying. They're going to be desiring death, but death is not going to come to them. Because they fear the Lamb from what he's about to do to them. And what the Lord is doing really is preserving them, setting them aside. So when that time comes, when the elect come back, they come in and grab up their personal slaves. This is the full blown greatest movie ever seen before. All right, we're in the greatest movie that's ever been. It says he is drawn it is drawn and coming out the body. Yeah, the glittering sword coming out of his gale. Terrors are upon him. There's ICBM nuclear missiles. All darkness shall be hid in his secret places, and the fire not blown shall consume him, and shall go ill with him and him that is left in his tabernacle. Because what? That's going to be from those nuclear winters. A lot of them is going to be in bunkers, satellites, underwater, mountains. All right, the ones that's in the bunkers in America, they done. It says the heavens shall reveal his iniquity. Right? What? From the satellites, the internet. It's exposing your weaknesses, exposing who you are. All right, and the earth shall rise up against him. I had to get at that part because why? The world is coming up against these people. Okay, that's why everybody is realizing what's going on. Like, yo, and a lot more people are awaking to the fact that they've been living a lie. A lot of people is living in that fact. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation Israel. Shalom.